are back here inside the Triple S, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Jake Marsh, Jeff D'Lo on hand. Nick Tarani just ended the first match in a 41-block thriller to drop Team Pubes 2 to 0-3. They're in rock bottom of Group B. Big Cat and Roan all alone, undefeated in Group B at 2-0. Speaking of 0-3, that brings us to our next match over in Group C. It is Team Josh Duhamel, led by the new captain, Captain Cons, with his new partner, Pat. He picked him up off the waiver wire yesterday. They'll be taking on 0-1, the Rangoon Wranglers. That is the Wonton Don and Chef Donnie. And folks, I'm going to say it. I believe this is a loser leaves town match. You have 0-3, you have 0-1. And later this afternoon, it's a battle of the undefeateds. 1-0 PFT and Kelly, 3-0 to Chalk. And remember, only 2 of the 4 will make the playoffs. So if Team Josh Duhamel loses this, 0-4, 100% see ya. But if the Rangoon Wranglers lose this, 0-2, you're losing to the last place team. An uphill battle becomes an uphill mountain. Here's Chef Donnie. He's the first pick in our Stool Streams Jenga draft a couple of weeks ago, selected by the Wonton Don. He still is searching for that first win to get his monkey off his back. And Jeff D'Lo, these numbers may not reflect it, but Chef Donnie is better than the stats indicate, right?
Yeah, especially the first match that we ever saw here. This just obviously factors in the one match they've had. It was a tough first go for them. I thought they were a pretty solid team that played a good performance, but unfortunately, I think Jenga block luck has not been in their favor. But I think he's got to step up there. We got to have a big one from Chef Donnie, as well as the other Donnie. They need to prove their worth, and there's a great matchup here today of a team that is essentially on the elimination bubble. If they lose today, 0-4 Josh Duhamel can probably pack their bags. I don't have the exact math, but they can probably pack their bags.
Now, a few minutes ago, I called this a loser leaves town match. Would you agree with that for both sides, or not necessarily for the Wranglers?
Not necessarily for the Wranglers at all. I mean, they'd only be 0-2. 0-2 is alive. 0-4 is alive, technically, as well, except that would need an insurmountable amount of things to happen to really help in their favor, because we also don't know what's going to happen with the football team either. If they lose today, you never know what happens. But 0-4 for Josh Duhamel would be it would be a near disaster.
Right. Remember, the top 2 in each group advance.
It'd be a disaster.
Yes.
I'm calling it a disaster.
Okay. The top 2 in each group advance. The top 2 overall will get a bye. And the Chalk is searching that bye. We'll get to them a little bit later. But for now, it is the battle of the bottom here in Group C. 0-1 Rangoon Wranglers, 0-3 Team Josh Duhamel. Let's send it down the stream with our official Spider, who will introduce the rules to our teams.
Thanks a lot, Jake. Couple rules before we get started. Team Josh, please remain inside the light green tape at all times. Only use of your cell phone will be to retweet the stream, which you should do so now. The order today will be Pat, Donnie, Cons, Chef Young Donnie. Please, same rules go for you. Stay within the green lines and only use one hand on the extraction. Should you use 2, your teammate will be penalized and forced to extract the first block they touch on their next turn. Now, every game, each team will be given 1 chance to change the block after the 60 seconds to pull your block has expired. 1 per game per team. Do both teams understand the rules?
Yes. What was that last rule?
Again, if the time should expire, if I say 60 seconds to pull a block and that time expires and you are forced to pull that block, 1 time per game you will be able to change the block. However, that does not apply on a violation. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Where's the streamline?
It's on Barstool Sports main account.
Oh.
Retweet and engage with the tweet. We will send it back up to the booth with Jake and Jeff, the best in the biz.
All right, thank you so much, Spider. And Jeff, let's get this thing started. It is the battle of the bottom. One team will still be winless and in big, big trouble as the playoffs near in about 4 weeks.
Flannel Cons down there today.
Yeah, we do have...
Pat, whenever you're ready.
And change it up.
Should I go? Yep.
And change it up.
All right, so this is going to be the second match in as many days for Team Josh Duhamel in green. So let's start things off with the newest addition to our Jenga League. Straight off the waiver wire, it is Pat, the 31-year-old from Franklin, Massachusetts. And Jeff got the chance to talk to Pat last night in between his last match and this match, and he said he flat out had no idea until last minute that he would be picked up. And for Team Josh Duhamel, he said Cons went over to his desk. He said, "Kate's out, you're in." Here's your jersey. Let's go win this thing. Didn't exactly work yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that Josh Duhamel phoned down the con, said, "Hey, Cap, you need a replacement. Unfortunately, not going to have Cade today. I think we're going to do a full-on cut. Please get Pat." He said he did a lot of studying on Pat, saw him play one game of Jenga. I heard Josh Duhamel was not very happy, the team owner, with Pat's complaining yesterday, so that's not the type of thing that he wants from his team. But Pat locked in now. Pulled a tough losing block yesterday. I think impatience is what did them in yesterday.
I was getting a little burnt out by the end of last game.
Yeah, they lost to the first-place team in Chalk, who we'll see later this afternoon. But now it is the Rangoon Wranglers who they are focused on. Here's Chef Donnie. We highlighted him earlier on, the 23-year-old out of Minneapolis. In his 2 career losses, he does have 1 losing block. However, important to note, during that losing block, it was tablecloth or bust, just bad math luck on his side.
Yeah, that has been the case with Chef Donnie. He's on bad block luck. Unfortunately, though, if it happens again, at what point do you say this just may not be the thing? You may be good at the game itself, but the end result just may not be for you. But I think the luck is going to turn. I do think luck will eventually turn for them, because I don't know if luck is on the other side either. I think yesterday it was impatience that did in Cons, did in Pat. I think that team has been cocky a little bit overall. Cons trying to hold them together with glue, with tape, with the will and force of Josh Duhamel, the Hollywood star who owns the team. So they're focused trying to do it, but I think karma might be on the side of the Donnies today.
Meanwhile, for the Rangoon Wranglers, the
And they're in their new
Wonton
jerseys. Sorry to interrupt. They're in their. We haven't seen them in their full jerseys.
That is true.
Yeah.
Late additions. But here for match number 2 of their season, the Wonton Don did say that now that Kate's out, they are showing no mercy today. I don't know how that would change in Jenga. You figure you show no mercy, no matter who's on your side, but that gives Wonton Don the green light.
$10,000 on the line. You think they would have shown mercy from the start? I don't really believe Cons there.
That was the Wonton Don.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, from Donnie. Yeah, okay. I don't really believe. Sorry.
Some mercy. I was going to give her a little sympathy dub.
I don't really believe Donnie there either. I think Donnie's trying to hedge a little bit. I think they lost. Bad block luck. I think they know he had the number 1 overall pick.
All right, let's dive into the mind of the Wonton Don. Coach Douglas, what's he thinking down there?
Donnie, what's on your mind right now?
Just don't lose. This is a must-win for us. We have yet to prove ourselves as a team, but I had the number 1 draft pick. So
You did. So it's all on you.
Yeah, I got to get a dub, or else people are going to be like, this guy, he doesn't know how to manage a fucking team.
Just getting it.
That's fair.
Getting
That's
it
fair.
interesting quickly.
Yep.
Me?
Sir.
It's one of you.
All right, so now the Wonton Don searching for that Tittleman's crest. It's about midway
find.
down the tower. Keeping that right hand behind his back. Does not want to commit the violation.
Smart play there.
And it's clear. And Jeff, how about your keys to the match presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer?
Yeah, for the Donnies, look, they're 0-1.
yeah.
They're not out of this. Even if they lose, they're not out of this.
That'll be very
But
important.
luck has to be on their
Yeah,
side, I
against-
think, at some point. I
against
think
top
just keep the
stall.
faith, keep playing, keep knowing your style, knowing your game, and it should pay off. For Josh Duhamel, just letting you know, you can buy Life as We Know It starring Josh Duhamel on DVD for only $2.99 right now. Uh-oh.
Look at this. Frank the Tank back.
Is this?
Oh, good
I
Lord,
can do a
no,
better
Jake.
pterodactyl than Frank. That's the only thing I can do better than him.
Did the Wonton Don take some of Frank's secret stuff?
Bit of a pterodactyl noise. Con's going with the Nick Tirani special here. The
pendulum.
The pull in
30
reverse.
seconds to pick a block.
It's a pterodactyl,
Great
like a
pull.
reek noise.
Yep. He eliminates the hanging tower, much to the dismay
A lot of boos from the
of
crowd.
our crowd watching on YouTube and Facebook. Give it a like, as well as Twitter.
I'm playing for
If you're
Pat.
on
I'm not
YouTube,
playing for the
type
crowd.
in boo right now.
Yes.
If you're on YouTube,
Boo's in the chat.
Boo in the chat right now.
This just in from the Play Barstool app. Pretty even numbers from top to bottom, with the exception of Pat. He was a rookie yesterday, and the Stoolies have taken note of that. 36% say Pat's out in this match, and then very tight for the rest of the players. We've got the Wonton Don at 23%, Captain Cons at 21%, and Chef Donnie at 20%.
Good pace here as well. We know Pat yesterday tried to speed up the pace a little bit. That's an impossible task against Liz and Big Ab.
Did you go for this one before?
With more than 12,000
No, I went for
enter
one
this
lower.
match on the Play Barstool app. We're down to 385 who survived that first
I
match.
want a winner today.
We always
I want
want
to
to
see.
win.
I know we always want a winner, but like today, I really want a winner,
Yes.
Jake.
But if not, remember, this is our second of 3 broadcasts this
You gotta
week.
put it
We'll be
back.
back at it
Take
Thursday
30 seconds to pick a block.
afternoon. We'll be off next week
Just
due
take your
to the
time.
holiday.
Well,
It's fine.
I wonder how many
Real
players are going to
slow.
practice while at home.
Yep.
watch that clock, though.
Good players eat. Great players eat and pull.
What's been the shortest league match so far?
Just pulling the turkey count as well?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Pull the legs off.
What's that?
What's been the shortest league match?
Get out of the way.
Pat.
Good job.
Focus
Focusing.
pull for Pat. He has the practice jersey, Josh Duhamel jersey on still, too.
And Jeff, a different vibe from Pat today. Yesterday he came in as the rookie and tried to just cause havoc. Today, we have not heard a word from him. Let's send it down to Doug's with our newest player, Pat.
Now, Pat, you had one of the worst pulls in Jenga history. How do you feel about that?
Not great.
And how has that changed
I
you going
blame
today?
I blame the booth, and I should have taken accountability. But we're focused. We're ready to move on, move away from that, and we're just going to focus on this match and still try and get our 10K. There's still a
And
shot.
for those who don't know, the booth,
Yes, that's Jake and Jeff.
and what do they do?
I would prefer not to talk about it.
Wow, must be serious.
No, it wasn't serious. It was just, I was just a little rattled being in here for my first time ever. So we're moving on. It was a learning experience.
Okay, well, good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Pat,
What did you do
lots of
yesterday,
words
Pat?
for
Sounds like you fucked up.
lots of words for Pat. I think he's looking for whiny. I think that's what he was doing yesterday.
You were whining?
But I talked to him this morning a little bit off stream, and I think he was a little more focused today, a little more keyed in on the money. He said it wasn't
keyed in,
intentional. He
you know
just
that.
kind of got thrown into the fire, which I respect. I think he went after us, but I respect the fact that he got thrown into that match yesterday out of nowhere, wasn't focused. This is a long, grueling match. Even when Frank the Tank is in here yelling, it's a mental game. It's a long, grueling game. You're focused. You're under the lights.
long, grueling game.
It's a more stage lighting in here with this kind of black paneling back here, the great high noon wall. So it is
That's
intense.
just finding the ones that work. That's what we're doing.
And we talked to Cons as well earlier, and he said despite the 0-3 record, they still have life. It might be a miracle, but if they run the table and go 3-3, force some
listen to
tiebreakers
anyone
into
but
play, you
yourself.
never know.
Because of the 3-0 for DeChalk, they should be
Stick it.
rooting for DeChalk.
Right.
They need to root for DeChalk to just sweep through.
good to know
Maybe
that.
not against them, although they played him twice.
Yeah, they're
correct?
not playing him
So
again.
they need DeChalk to win the rest of their
Move
matches,
that.
go 6-0. That leaves
Block out
Carnage
the
the rest of the way.
Right.
They're
Block
not
out the
a
haters.
Let's be
Block
clear
and
on
throw
that.
it?
You are correct. And
Attaboy.
Cons is correct.
Attaboy.
They could run 3-3, and they could have a 2-4 and
Yeah,
1-5 team under them.
Their best bet is to have DeChalk win out, and they need to just keep on winning.
Right.
Win out, have the chalk win out, and they have
They have a
more
chance.
than a decent chance to get through.
Yeah. Pivotal match coming up
Attaboy.
later. Battle for first place. 1-0 football team.
It will swing the dynamic of this group.
Yep.
If PFT can somehow find a way, PFT can somehow find a way to win, it doesn't do much to the chalk. They'd be 3-1, but the football team would go 2-0. It would swing the dynamic greatly. But if not, the bottom three in this becomes the NFC East.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And for the
Or even
talk,
one of
we'll
the
talk
sides.
about it a
I don't
little
know.
later. If they win today, you've got to be thinking
People
bye
are
for
gonna be
them
pissed,
at
but I don't
4-0.
care.
Yep, exactly. And they are looking at that bye.
I'm here to
Remember,
stay
top
alive.
2 overall receive a bye.
Exactly.
There we go. Top 2 in each group advance.
Yeah, that's wedged in there.
18 blocks deep. Captain
This one
Cons
looks loose up here.
says he takes 100% of the
great.
blame for Pat's shenanigans yesterday. As the captain, he should have taken accountability and told him not to pull off that ridiculous move to end the match.
It was a weird thing that happened because
Kate off
Cons
his
was
team
saying,
either.
don't do it. And then, I don't know if Cons got tired, but he was like, all right, just do it. Like 5 minutes, he just changed course.
Take your time, Cons.
Oh, ooh.
The tower is not your friend. Always remember that.
Nope.
If you think you've mastered the tower, it's probably going to bite back at you. Unless
Ooh,
apparently
that-
you're Big Cat and Dave.
take
Whatever they did the last 2 days
Plenty of
is
time. Little
just,
recoil here.
it's extraordinary.
Just be easy when you pull.
Cons thought about 2 hands there. Remember, thanks to the chat, you at home, you called in and snitched out on Cons, but it worked.
It was Jim Nance, by the way. Somebody said it was Jim Nance actually called Hank.
Beautiful.
Hello, friend, he said.
Yes.
Cons,
Drop that fucker
2-hand
right in the
violation,
middle.
then he hung up.
The sous chef, Donnie.
It is looking stable for now. Let's see what happens here.
Oh. Donnie, one of the quickest players,
my.
might have gone a little too fast there, but won't matter unless something crazy happens here on the retower. Donnie and Robbie Fox, the 2 quickest players we have in this league.
That one's good. Now it's back to Pat. 20 blocks deep. And Jeff, it's interesting
Yep.
because
Attaboy.
we are in the midst of this league right now, but in this match specifically, not a lot of experience overall. You have Pat and Chef Donnie, only 2 career matches each.
Yeah, you probably won't see too many crazy veteran moves. And what I mean by that, I mean things like we saw with Big Cat or like the Liz Gonzalez quick retower
Right.
to even things out. They're still kind of learning on the fly here. That's why this matchup is a tougher one to predict. I do love the Rangoon Wranglers jerseys, though. They are fantastic. All logos designed by Nick Toronto, by the way. I want to note Nick did design everything.
You may be 0-3, but when we crown a champion in
Rip it,
January,
Don.
some team will be winning
Oh, no.
10K with the logo he created on their chest.
I know you're a Florida man yourself.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow, remember his Ole Miss speech?
It was on my bar
years
mitzvah.
ago?
I ruined my bar mitzvah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so you very much remember. I hearing rumors that Tommy Smokes might have a Tim Tebow Ole Miss type speech. Talked to him yesterday. He seems very fired up.
They've only played once.
The tide has turned on Tommy Smokes. People calling him the worst in the office. There's something about Tommy. I think we're gonna get a Tim Tebow type speech.
Tommy does have the worst record in the office at 1-6.
Only 0-1 in this league, though.
Yes,
That's
more
what
important.
matters. That is what matters.
Come on.
That's the
uncalled
Donnie
for.
hand.
Don't give him the shaky hand.
Block 22 here for Cons.
You gotta get
Question
the
4.
on high noon.
That
Hear
0 to
those
29 range only picked by 10% of the field.
It's like 13 minutes right now.
Great
We're
pull.
moving. It's a
Yep.
very
Shakes
quick
my
match. We're at a
advantage.
good pace. They like what they're seeing. But this is
Nice.
kind of the range.
I thrive with a shaky tower because I'm in tune with
The
in tune with
SK?
the tower.
All right, back down the stream. Doug's with the Wonton Don.
Now, the shaky hand, they just gave that to you. Do you feel disrespected at all? Does it encourage you? What's going on in your mind right now?
No, I thrive in a shaky environment. So when the tower starts getting shaky, I'm in tune with it. You know,
You're-
like those
you're at
like
home right now.
those like piano tuners or whatever. They're like yeah. It's like I'm constantly in tune. I'm feeling the
Tuning fork.
vibrations.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doug's 23 deep.
Oh.
You're in our second match today.
Don.
Chef Donnie, we mentioned the first overall pick. Now, when we talked to the Wonton Don earlier, he said if they lose today, he may have to shake
around.
things up a bit.
Yeah.
Is the #1 pick on the hot seat?
I would be stunned. I don't think that is the problem. They've only
That
played
right
one
above it.
match.
Here?
I know the
Yeah.
deadline is
Here?
soon, but
Black Friday, by the way.
that would be a
One on that.
I was talking about myself.
Oh, he's gonna cut
Sign them all
himself.
out. Like,
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I'm
that
not
just
gonna be-
seems crazy.
like the 3 little bears. This bet it's too hard.
We
this
have
one's too
seen
soft.
one captain cut themselves so far.
Maybe he would find a way to be like, hey,
No, I would
if
sub
the team
someone in
wins,
and
I'll
offer
get a
them
cut of it. I don't know.
$200 of the winning.
Okay.
Yes. The reason Pat is in the square of doom right now is because the original captain, Kate, who is now in the
60 seconds.
High Noon
to
Hard
pick a
Seltzer
block.
sideline experience, she cut herself.
She did cut herself. Captain Cons,
There we go.
obviously already. Does that make him Captain Cons?
Tight one.
Maybe.
It does. He just confirmed. That means he's Captain Cons.
All right, let's.
Promoted to captain. Selected Pat.
Josh Duhamel does love him. Josh Duhamel does play a troop in the Transformers series.
We
Gosh,
saw
I love
Josh
Josh
Duhamel
Duhamel.
himself with the
We're
good
so
luck
thrilled to
video
be
yesterday.
playing for
Did
such
not
an
work out.
unbelievable owner.
Fuck.
Attaboy, Patrick.
Looking good. Should have.
Good job by Pat. This is a different Pat.
It's a very stable tower.
It's a
right
different Pat from yesterday.
Block
The
25 now
the
for
tower's
the
very
Wonton
stable.
Don.
Exactly.
now. It is.
Let your guard down.
I mean, it'd be cool to get one of these, but
I'd go for it.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Just yank it.
What about this one in the middle? If I give it the
Testing
woodpecker.
the tower now.
60 seconds to pick a block.
I don't know. Well,
Just want to commend the production team from the first match. The fact that we got all those moments on camera and didn't miss a beat.
there we go.
Incredible.
Incredible as always. We've got about 8 guys in the production truck.
Yeah.
They're always grinding their
steady.
butts off
This
to make sure we have the best broadcast possible.
this tower struggling a bit.
That's a tight one. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta.
Oh, he's twisting.
You can
that.
actually see if you look
Ah, shit. It's gonna.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you look at that
twisting.
row.
I gotta
It's coming. It's coming down.
He
All
has
right.
coming down.
Where is it weak?
Chef
It's coming
Donnie
down.
losing
It's
It's weak down
confidence.
here.
I don't
Coming
know.
down,
Donnie's got
Donnie.
it.
Keep going, Donnie. Keep pulling.
I don't know what Donnie's doing right now.
Can Team Josh Duhamel
I would,
get their first win
We'll let him focus.
in the league?
Let him focus.
You can
try to
see
hold
the
that back.
block to Donnie's right. Where he's standing right now, where you're looking at him right now, the block that would be near his
not
right
looking
hand,
good.
it's wedged inward, and that's keeping it
Not
tight right now, and that's why he's not able to really pull this out.
that's
If you could
Though
not- if
I
you could
kind of figured he was able to take his hand off the tower. He's got to reassess here.
That might
That's
work.
what I tried before when
It's not
then
working.
it fucking.
Then I would kick her back in and pick a new block.
He has to kick it. I thought that was his block he chose.
Can I get a 60-second? What's going on?
Team Duhamel wants a clock. Spider will not give in, always doing his best to ensure the match is called down the middle.
See if you can push that out opposite way.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for.
15
Here's your
seconds, pick a
favorite move,
block.
Jeff. In and out.
This is the Nick Tirani, yep, the reverse and pull, where you send a block through, then reverse it back and pull it out from the
5,
other side.
4,
That's
3,
I think he had someone he's going to
2,
pick.
1. It's got to be it.
It loosens up the blocks around it. That is
There,
why
and
they do
here
that
we
move.
go.
This is the block.
And
loose,
here
it's
we
loose.
go.
It's loose.
It's loose. That's what
But
she said.
Remember,
Donnie.
He has the new rule.
there is that new rule. They can change one time, but I think he's pleased with this move. This ended up being a great
There we go.
thing for them. It ended up being rather easy. I know the
Was it
tower's
near you?
wobbly.
I don't know.
That's a great
Whose
change
turn
of
is it?
course.
Mine or Son's?
Fantastic
Turn is
job.
it next? I lost track.
Is it my turn or it's yours? I think because you're
Yeah.
after that, Donnie. I'm after
Okay.
the other guy.
Donnie still has to finish the
Terrible,
retower.
terrible.
This would be
retower.
Khan's
That's
go
good.
next.
That's
Yeah,
good.
block 26.
Nice. There we go. Good one.
Jeff, an interesting amount of gap
comes.
there,
Take your time.
but it's clear.
Beautiful.
Oh, what is that shit?
Beautiful. Take your time. Nice and easy, my king.
Do we have any water?
Nope.
I'm patched.
Yeah. Smoke a
noon's
ciggy
only.
guy.
Hans with that right block on row 4.
Nice and easy. Nice. Nice job.
I don't love this tower.
He's going to get asked to retower that, I think.
Great job.
Don't, but it's gonna come back to
Stays
haunt them
put.
too.
Don't love
Spider,
this.
can
And
we
that-
play on?
That may
That
have
will play a
opened-
factor. Keep an eye on that row. It won't
Now
be for
Chef
a while.
Donnie, yeah, you have that left block hanging out a little bit, and then you have that gap on the right side.
These are all. I don't know how these are. So
Tower's
packed
in
there.
shit shape, Jake.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Chef Donnie finds that one on the west side.
This is that 18 to 28 range. If you watch Jenga, you're probably sick of hearing me
Can I get
say
a
it, but
water?
18 to 28, it
Didn't have
always
a guy in
wobbles. It
there.
always
Is that
moves
here?
more than
No,
any
one
other point of the
Yeah,
game.
I
Up
have
until
it here.
about the,
Yeah.
I mean, when you get in the
Just check it,
40s,
check
that
it,
just
check
goes
it.
without saying. But
Yeah.
from 0 to 40, the most unstable part of the tower is typically between blocks 18
Can you
and
pull from
28.
that row?
Block 28.
Yes.
Am I allowed
This
am I allowed to come over here?
No,
Another
no,
turn
no.
for
This side.
Pat.
This side.
Oh, Don
Oh,
just
Don
got
in
yelled
the
at.
wrong dugout.
Try the next one down.
Oh, there she is. There she is.
Finds one on the east side. Extracts slowly.
An east side female blocks, called it a she.
Oh boy.
Drops it.
Oh, little wobble, no issue though. I don't
Got to
think.
go a little bit
Oh,
further.
Not good enough for Spider.
A changed man. He looked right at the ref this time, didn't complain.
Push it
He's
forward a little
focused.
bit.
Also goes without saying, Pat, I think the tallest competitor in this league.
Yeah.
6'1".
good.
That is
That's a
false.
beautiful-
Nick Tirani labeled at 7 foot.
I think
Okay.
it's leaning a little bit to the right, right?
7-footer.
6'1". Not a
Yeah.
chance. He's 6'3". Not a chance.
All right, I'm not going to commit.
Excuse me,
until
Pat is 6'4".
I've tested
Okay,
it.
wow. I was okay. Yeah.
Wonton Don is 6'1".
Okay.
But yes, point stands. Nick Tirani is a 7-footer.
Pat, one of the few that can look at the top of the tower this many blocks in. Connor Knapp, also known as Big Tennessee, is another one.
And then you have PFT listed at enough.
No comment yet. Let's save it
one's
for the next match,
potential.
Chuck. Obviously, PFT up next. That's why he's not down here today. Shout
Right.
out to Coach Doug's filling in.
Yeah, with his group in full swing, can't have a biased sideline reporter.
Some might say already biased.
Yes.
I know Hank nodding
That
his head
one,
yes.
60
I think it's
seconds,
gonna
pick
have
a
to be
block.
that one.
All right. Start tapping it.
Block 29 for the Wonton Don. This is the end of the road for question 4 for that
Now it's leaning
0 to
towards
29
hero.
range.
Keep in mind, too, one of the things that people forget about with Donnie and PFT is they do some sunglasses.
You can
Yes.
They're doing this with slightly tougher to see vision. I guess there's probably a better word for that. Impaired.
Oh, E.
However, as you mentioned earlier, quite dark in this room.
It is, yeah. The new backdrop here, which I love, it looks fantastic.
The High Noon Hard Seltzer sideline experience. We'll cut with a handful of players on their bye week right now in attendance, scouting.
They mounted that TV yesterday,
Is that going to come?
Yeah.
10 minutes before the match started.
Oh.
We should have had one of those, when they change over
time lapse?
yeah.
Oh, and they changed from
They changed the
basketball
ice,
to
yeah,
hockey.
to basketball,
Look at
yeah.
that pinky.
Good pull.
There we go.
Donnie gets it out.
Needs the
There we go.
retower.
Steady.
This is where it gets a little
So this is
tricky
what I
for
call
the
a
old shaky
sneaky
hands.
tower, Jake. A sneaky tower means
Hold the
that
goon hand,
it's
Donnie.
more unstable than it may look to the trained eye, but there are blocks
So
that
we
are
know
starting
we
to
have to
shift and move, and at any moment this thing could just randomly collapse.
It won't be
Sneaky
there, though.
tower
You know which way
doesn't
it's
happen
leaning,
often.
right?
On to the 30 mark.
Oh, excellent.
Donnie just pulled out a high noon. Took one of our high noons.
Yes, High Noon Hard Seltzer. Remember, just 100
too
calories,
stressful.
gluten-free, and no added sugar. Real vodka. Real juice for real fans just like us. Hashtag
You're
neuter.
good, it's not leaning
Donnie, what
delicious.
flavor?
Donnie loves the pineapple.
Donnie Pineapples.
Slow. You're shaking a little.
Little coaching from Pat on the sidelines. Cons in a very light beige or tan pants.
Easy,
Cream.
it's shaking.
Trying to mimic you.
Yeah.
Lift when you pull so it doesn't fucking, you know what I mean?
30 for Cons.
May have to yank here. He's done this before and done it successfully, I might add.
Cons was 2-0 before league play. Now he's 2-3 overall, 0-3 in the league.
Donnie pulling out the tank move.
The quick retower.
Smart, quick retower.
That doesn't faze me.
Oh! He does not care about
Mister,
the
I've been in a
noise.
combat zone. I'm not afraid of pterodactyls.
Now it's back to Chef Donnie
Chef
at
Don.
31.
Chef Don.
I need you to just start playing war sounds.
Oh yeah, that's I like
Give you a
Activate the
little shell shock.
PTSD.
Yeah. Trigger the PTSD. That's our only.
Very
You
wobbly.
just start throwing firecrackers at him.
I'm starting to wonder if he would go for one of those top rows. It seems to have easier moves.
Oh, he found a crest.
He's going to have to keep it
crest.
stable. He's going to have to leverage it.
Slow.
Good Tittleman's crest pull here if he can do it.
That's a
Well, yeah. And then
that's a
it's,
Donnybrook.
it's rebalancing right now.
It's an RB. You're RBing.
Great job. Great job.
I can go 1, 2,
Got it out.
1, 2, 3. I can go third row down, right?
No, fourth.
Yeah,
Towers
fourth
on the
row.
west side, as you
Yeah,
see on
so
your
1, 2,
sky
3,
cam presented by High Noon
Yeah,
Hard
three facing
Seltzer.
us.
Yes.
And it's clear. Back to the top of the order. Pat at 32.
Oh, yes.
No?
You're okay. No, I think you're fine. I mean,
Oh my goodness. Frank the Tank is back.
Rah! Wobble,
Watch your
wobble,
feet.
wobble, 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 wobble. Wobble, wobble, wobble.
you got it, buddy. No, you don't like it? Then walk away from it.
It's interesting, Jeff, that the Wonton Don is using a strategy of a team who's 0-3.
60 seconds, pick a block.
But it has rattled people. Again, you can't, like anyone else other than Big Cat, that probably would have sunk the game.
Yes.
Big Cat and Roan are just, they're just built differently.
Love
Built
it.
different.
Built different.
45 seconds, pick a block.
Thank you, King.
Pat trying to avoid 2 losing blocks in a 24-hour span.
Now just take your time.
Did you play twice yesterday, Pat?
No.
30 seconds
yeah.
now.
Is that wiggling? I can't even tell.
A little bit, but just pull it a little, let it
Faster you
settle.
pull, yeah, the less wiggle.
Is that what it is?
No, don't listen to that. Please, whatever you do, you're doing just fine, bud.
15 seconds.
Time running out to pick a block. Remember, there's no shot clock to finish a turn.
Now
It's just to
careful,
pick a
because it's
block.
going to recoil
And,
a little bit when you pull it.
as introduced yesterday, each team has a
Just wiggle that.
one reset to change their mind. We've never seen it used yet, Jeff,
Using that other finger to push. Yep.
in any match.
That is that.
Pat's playing like a vet right
Yep.
now. I want to add. Pat
Good
playing
job,
Night
like
and
a
day
pro.
compared to yesterday.
Yeah.
Good job.
People starting to wonder if the addition should have been made earlier. We know Kate played well, but Kate had that cocky move where she celebrated
That's tough.
as the tower fell, and that may end up
that with
being the difference. If they're able to rattle off a couple and don't make it through, that's going to end up being the difference for them.
Both teams desperate. This is a tie for last place right now in Group C.
Man, this is the row that's holding the whole tower together.
I'd go for it.
Still 2
60
full
seconds
slates
to
in
pick a block.
play from rows 4 down. Saw Donnie hinting at that one towards the bottom, but says there's nothing home.
That's the only one I've gotten a little bit of take from.
45 seconds. $30 seconds, pick a block.
It's interesting, Jeff, because usually the 30 to 35 range is the most popular pick. Not in this match. 36 to 38 is at 35%.
20 seconds.
This 30 to 35 range is at 29%.
Tap not working right now for
40
Donnie.
seconds.
10,
12
9,
seconds. 82
Now
seconds.
to pick a block.
7.
You got all the time in the world,
Pick the
dude.
right one, Don. This could
Has
be
the
it.
reset.
Pick the right one.
5,
Will they remember?
4,
Yeah, I would.
I don't know about
3,
that.
Is that
I
it?
don't know if they
2,
will.
Yeah, I'm going.
1.
Spider
Go
may
with
remind
that
him.
one.
All right.
But I think he's found a good
Here
block
we
here.
go.
Let's pick the block.
So for as late as we are, they're only at 33. There's actually a fair amount of scenarios still on the board here. So it's not like they're in dire situations. But we are about to make that row. Remember the row a couple turns ago where the block was sticking out?
Yes.
That row's about to come into play now. That's about to be the 4th row down.
Donnie continues to poke. Remember, row 4 is the highest you can go.
You have to hit a little harder than that, Don.
And remember, as we saw in the last match, Donnie can poke that all the way out to the ground, and it would be legal. Now poking on the west side.
Oh, Pat's got to be
Oh,
careful. If he
that's
touches
tough. That
Donnie,
would
he
be
will
a
get in a
rookie
ton
move.
of trouble. He cannot touch him.
I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him.
We cannot
It's
afford.
tough, Jeff, because you were
Yeah,
just
all
commending him
silliness.
how he's
Right.
playing.
We cannot afford
Better
silliness.
today.
Immature, foolish, and childish. Karma already not on their side after yesterday.
Yeah, I would swing it and just try to serpentine it.
Just serpentine it.
Oh, a serpentine move. This is
Back
why he
and
was
forth.
drafted number 1.
Do the serpentine.
Donnie, very graceful right now.
Moving
Like
counter
he's touching a
clockwise.
Rangoon.
Yup, the Wranglers.
You go for Rangoon right now. I'm starving, Jake.
There we go. There we
Plenty
go.
of Jenga
That's it.
action.
That's the pull. That's the pull.
Great pull.
Left
Don.
today.
No one's fault but my
To
own,
the
Jake.
side?
I had a protein bar, didn't eat.
I had a smoothie as well.
Yeah. No, I didn't eat. I didn't eat the protein bar.
Ah.
Fucking out right there. Trying. Yeah, this one.
Looks good.
And then
It's
if that
clear.
doesn't work, decide on
On to
this
block
tightest.
34 for Captain Cons. Credit Jeff.
Oh,
Easy,
very
easy,
firm
easy.
here. He was decisive, which I respect. So that was the block we talked about. That block was poorly placed many turns ago,
Take
but it
your-
was just
that's it.
okay
Just
enough
take
for
your time.
Spider to let it fly. It's now in play. Cons have been eyeing that for a
I'd stop-
while, you
I'd
can
stop
tell. But
poking
every
when you
tap is
want.
making this
I'd pull.
tilt more and more. He's going to have to
Anchor
change
your
the way
hand
he pulls
against
this
it on
block.
top.
More onomatopoeia from the Wonton Don.
Donnie once again
is that?
playing into the
Onomatopoeia? You don't remember learning that in
Now,
first grade?
Jake,
It's the spelling
Not a
of a
chance.
sound, like boom, crash, bang. In this case, it's
Nice and easy.
whatever he says.
Nice and
interesting.
easy.
Like,
Can be
Yeah.
recoil because
I
it's
know.
moving a little.
Oh,
Quick retower,
Other side.
Other side?
Yep.
no, that's right.
or not.
Whoa.
Takes that over. Remember, that block falling would end the match.
No, that's fine. That's how you
Perfectly legal. This is really not much different than what we saw yesterday. I know people were all
Great pull.
bent out of shape yesterday.
Great pull.
Our commissioner, Hank, actually did break down the film on Twitch to clear things up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good move. It's risky as hell.
They get
It's
this
a
bullshit
super
coming out.
risky move to retower other
Ooh,
blocks.
quick one. Donnie quick sticks.
I'm just going to go for that 5th down.
Okay.
Very quick move from Chef Donnie. The first pick.
Damn.
And it's good.
See how it feels.
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
Frank the Tank special.
Ooh. That.
Checkmate.
That could be it.
Chess lingo now.
No. Let's see. This guy was a little bit loose before. He got too low.
Yup.
Are we wiggling?
How's it feel?
60 seconds to pick a
Too
block.
much. It's at like a
Feels great.
45
60
degree angle.
seconds.
Does it? Is
From
it?
Spider.
Is the tower wiggling?
Slightly, but if you go and when you just take a look at which way you're going to
45
place it on
Jeff,
top.
for
Yeah, this is it.
Chef Donnie,
Yeah, it's
is
for
this
sure.
the type of match that dictates whether
Just don't
he's
push
the
it too far.
DeMarcus
No,
Russell
stop. Don't push it
or
too
the
far
Eli
into it.
Manning.
It's the middle block. So when you're going back and
You're
forth,
implying
this side
DeMarcus
is-
Russell's
This side
not
is so
good?
loose though, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Some would say he was a
As long as
bust.
this is
Okay,
out,
that's a
that's
fair
fine.
point. If
Yeah.
that's your stance,
And then
then
30
yes.
seconds to put it on
Now
top.
pick a block.
I don't know if I would say Jamarcus. I think if they don't win, I think he's played well. It just comes down. This is like a Tim Couch, a David Carr.
There you go.
Probably pretty good, just put in a bad situation.
Right on top.
Yeah.
Right in
Team
the
just
middle.
didn't perform for him.
Fair enough.
Good job.
Who was Mr. Remind me who Mr. Irrelevant was
Now,
again?
this row
Marty Mush.
is in play,
Right.
Yes.
Steve sent Glenny Balls a Sopranos video before Smitty did.
Donnie going with that row 4 Tittleman's crest for the time being. Block 37.
Those are all pretty. I like the Tittle.
I like the Tittleman too.
Now changes course. Maybe.
Doing the Tittleman's crest.
He loves that tap, huh?
Astronomy nerds will know the Tittleman's crest. It's one of the brightest things in the galaxy. What this is named
Let
after.
it recenter.
Not necessarily. I think this is
Right by Gallman Center.
Slowly making progress.
Donnie really focused.
Crazy. The opposite vibes compared to last match. Here you can hear a pin drop.
There's significant less yelling
You could say that.
and screaming and dancing
And eating.
and props and fast food. Everything dialed down.
those shaky ass hands.
Great look here at our Skycam, brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer, getting as close as possible for this pull.
Great pull, very focused, very slow,
good.
great
That's
pace,
great.
made sure the block didn't tilt up, down, left or right to knock
Just
anything off
stand
course.
aside, Ron. Just coax it up
Chef
there.
Donnie's saying throw it up on that side, balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Big
Get
next
that
move
double there,
coming
but that was
up.
tight.
Yeah.
We are nearing a point where there's not a ton of moves left, but nothing totally in play right now. Whoa. Almost a fatal touch there by Donnie. He's got to get out of the box.
It is clear. Now back to cons. We're at 38. This is the end of the road for the most popular pick in question 4. 36 to 38, selected by 35%.
Only 5 real possible moves here. He's touching everything. I think the bottom of the tower is probably going to be his easiest chance for a quick block,
Easy.
but he has got to pay
You're
attention
looking
up
steady
top.
right now. You're looking
Looks like
steady.
he may have
I'll
one
tell you
on
if
the
it starts
east
to wiggle.
side. That is the last full slate remaining.
Nice and slow.
On
You
legal
got it.
roads.
No wiggling. You're perfect.
Whoa.
Leave it.
Trying to stabilize.
That stabilized the tower. That's a bit of an advantage for Donnie. That helps him out a bit. Tower's a little sturdier.
Block 39. So that just knocked out the favorite in question 4. Now we're on to 39 to 42, picked by 23%.
Only
Type, if you
4
wanna pick
possible
that, you can
moves.
take your time.
And there it goes.
And that's a Jenga! And Team Josh Duhamel picks up win number 1 of the season. And they have life.
They are still alive. Josh Duhamel needed it. Needed it. He is celebrating. He's fired up. Just got a text from him. He said, fuck yeah. But he asterisks for the F-U-C-K. He didn't want to swear. Great job by Josh Duhamel here. Some huge key pulls. And unfortunately, the number 1 overall pick and the team with the number 1 overall selection are now at 0-2. Not out of it yet, but in a very tough spot as another long game does not go in their favor. I don't know if that was as much block luck right there, but Donnie not able to catch the tower falling until the last second. Had no chance at the save.
There's a new team in last place in Group C. It's the Rangoon Wranglers. They're down the stream with Coach Duggs.
Thank you very much. I am here with the Rangoon Wranglers. Donnie, how do you feel after that tough loss?
I don't feel great. I didn't really see what happened. I think you're going to have to talk to Chef Donnie.
Chef Donnie, how do you feel?
Yeah, that was a little too quick on that pole, and the top came down. I didn't catch it in time. I felt loose. Felt like I was going to come. That's tough.
It felt loose. It felt like it's going to come. Quote Donnie on that. Back to you, fellas.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Duggs and Jeff.
They're disheveled. They're disappointed.
All of a sudden, Team Josh Duhamel is 0-3, but they're not, or 1-3. They're not in last place anymore. It's crazy.
No, obviously, a lot of the other teams have not played as many matches. There's a lot to even out in this group still, but they needed a win today. Otherwise, the scenario was almost impossible for them to get through the next round. The Rangoon Wranglers are still alive. They've only played 2 matches, but they really have to buckle down and win now. But yes, Josh Duhamel means this group is alive now. This group is not totally shot of all 4 teams. Everyone has a chance.
All right, let's check out our close shave of the match, brought to you by Phillips Norelco. And Jeff, Frank the Tank was scheduled for 1 match, but he appeared in 2.
It does not seem as though Frank the Tank is a great psych out right now. 0 for 2 on the day. Donnie gave it his all. Pat broke a bit of a smile, but didn't care whatsoever. Actually, kind of narked on him a little bit. Said, hey, make sure he doesn't step in the box.
Back down the stream to
Big
the
job by
Phillips
Pat.
Norelco locker. The winners, Team Josh Duhamel with Coach Duggs.
Much. I am here with the winners, Team Josh Duhamel. How do you feel after that, Captain Cons?
It's so much better talking to you after a win than it is after a loss. I just can't say enough about my teammate, Pat. He really came in focused today, and I think it showed.
Absolutely. Do you think you waited too long to bring Pat in?
No, that wasn't my decision to be made. We talked to ownership and the previous captain about that decision, but that wasn't my decision. I'm just happy with who I have now going into the rest of the matches.
Absolutely. And Pat, after a devastating loss yesterday on that pole, how do you feel after today's victory?
I feel good. You just have to focus and drown out all the noise, and it's not that difficult. Wait for someone else to shoot themselves in the foot, and we're on to whoever we're playing next.
Absolutely. And how do you feel about the booth right now?
Booth is great. I think I'm in a good place with the booth. I think I'm in a good place with the ref. We got off to a rocky start, but I think it's all uphill from here. Downhill from here. All downhill from here.
That's fantastic. Either way, congratulations on the victory.
Thanks so
Back
much,
to you
Coach
guys.
Duggs.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Duggs. Jeff, another look here. Was this the right block?
It probably was, but I think maybe a little too much going on there, a little too fast. He really needed to wedge that out slowly and keep an eye on the top of the tower. He might have had a chance to save it, much like Big Cat did earlier today. Doesn't matter, all over. Win in the books for Josh Duhamel.
That match decided who would be in last place in Group C. The next one